Jim Distortion here, doing a daily short for Distortion's got issues in the studio. Donald Trump. I can't ignore this anymore. I mean, it's comedy, isn't it? I mean, okay, I watched a press conference this morning on the BBC News about, you know, the House, newly democratically controlled House, obviously stopping him getting the money he needs for his wall. And in that, his face was very patchy and orange. I mean, is he sick? Or is that fake tan? Because if that's fake tan, I never want to be fake tan. I never want to see a tan like that. Regardless of all this wall, okay, $5 billion funding he wants, yeah? And the Democrats won't give it to him. The Democrats have just taken on the House of Representatives. So the Democrats are saying, look, this is rubbish. He's closed down Parliament because of it, basically, which means, you know, all of these people who work for the government aren't getting paid. You know, normal, everyday people who go about their jobs, who happen to be civil servants in America, aren't getting paid. Because of this man's bully boy holding the country to ransom tactics. Right, okay, let's have a look at this wall. Right, yes, there are cartels running through Mexico, supplied by Colombia and other drug supplying nations, who are willing to cut off children's heads to prove a point. Do you think building a wall is going to make any difference whatsoever, or is it just yet another political symbol that shows that they're doing something about it without actually doing something about it? Okay, so you want $5 billion and you're the president. You think you've got autonomy to say what happens. You don't. The president is more or less, you know, in charge of the country, but he has to answer to the House. He has to answer to the people around him, senators, everyone, right? But what he can't do is run roughshod over the country to get what he wants. Now, the way I see it is this. He doesn't want immigrant workers coming from Mexico taking Americans' jobs, right? You can understand that, but the reality of it is most of the Mexicans who work in America, yeah, who have lived here, they got citizenship in the amnesty, and they're not gang members, they're not doing any, you know, detrimental harm. The ones that are the ones that are coming in, putting themselves in society, and, you know, making drugs their main business. These people don't get in through the border mostly, yeah? They get in through tunnels that are dug through, and they have underlying pipelines which they can literally just walk from Mexico through into America, get on trucks and drive their product and themselves wherever they want to go. If you build a wall, it creates a message saying that I'm doing something, but without actually doing something. And if you're going to waste $5 billion, yeah, in the border wall, why not pay that money to put in extra staff, more police, detectives, people who aren't corrupt, hopefully, who will look into the realities of the troubles? Building a wall, surely it can't be as simple as just building a wall, can it? I mean, surely it can't. You know, everyone knows that, you know, you have big walls around prisons and that people escape from prison, so drugs get into prisons. It's the same thing. Organised crime is so rife that the corruption is almost absolute. So if you have these people building walls that he even decided that Mexico should pay for, which he's now backpedaling about, you know, if you're going to do that, people are still going to get through. It's not going to stop anything. It's not going to stop people getting through. It's not going to stop immigration. It will slow it down a bit, but then they'll find a different way. This whole thing is playing into the hands of the people, but surely eventually the people will understand that it is just another show of doing something without doing something. Because if he says he's building this wall and he's done this and he's done that and jobs are the highest they've been and all of this, and that might be true, but the only trouble is that that truth won't last for long. So that $5 billion would be better spent giving more people more jobs, tightening up border controls, you know, putting more men on the ground, thus creating more work, thus creating less chance of the borders being crossed. Also, go and examine the people running the borders. Go and look at their corruption level. Go and look at the way that the Mexican government, yeah, the Mexican government was overthrown and they've caught El Chapo, and, you know, they put away these big, you know, they always go for the big figureheads because they think that will stop You know, you cut off Hydra's heads and then it'll die, but the trouble is there's always another head. There's always somebody else willing to step forward. In politics, there is always sleight of hand. Nobody knows, when they're looking at this hand, what this hand's doing. No one, okay? And that's what this wall is. He's stonewalling by using a wall to build a wall round Mexico border because that makes him look good because he's doing something. He's a businessman. He's a politician. He will lie in every way he can to get what he wants. That's the nature of the beast. I wonder if I'm the, I can't be the only person who sees that, right? This whole wall thing, obviously the House of Democrats, they're just saying no, but they need to stop the deadlock. They need, people to start working again, and you can't use a country as a pawn in a game for some tantrum that you want to have, something you want to build. And if you build a wall, it's just a placebo, to make sure that people don't see the reality of the problem, but they do see you doing something about it. I don't know what else to say. If you could subscribe, that'd be great. Press the bell. There's a bell when you subscribe. You press the subscribe button, press the bell, you get told when I do things. There's yesterday's, there's YouTube's pick. I will talk to you tomorrow.